The New York Jets are 6-3 right now. They've been one of the most pleasant surprises in the league, and their defense has been elite. So this week's All-22 review is an ode to their players and the game they just had against the Bills and how they solved what the Bills threw at them and all the different pieces that all had to play well in order to get this monumental upset this week. So without further ado, let's get into the tape. Jets versus Bills. Let's watch some defense. Let's take a look at the first play from the game here. The first thing you may notice is the safeties, or safety. There's only one up top, and the Jets have a heavy box. That may seem like a strange way to play the electric Josh Allen and the Bills, but the Bills are kind of forcing their hand because they've got a fullback out there, Reggie Gillum. They've got a tight end out there, Dawson Knox. This is heavier personnel, and they're under center. So the Bills are forcing the Jets to make a choice. You can either respect the personnel and play with three linebackers on the field, Quincy Williams, CJ Mosley, and Quan Alexander, or you can respect Josh Allen and play a light box against heavy personnel. And initially, the Jets make the choice, we're going to respect the personnel. We're going to bring out three linebackers against this heavy look. And what does that do? That gets Stephon Diggs one-on-one with Ahmad Gardner at the top of your screen. It looks for a second like Diggs may break out at the sticks. Gardner bites on it. He freezes. Diggs runs a great route, accelerates right past him, and immediately the Bills strike for a huge gain that puts them in the red zone right off the bat. But the Bills completely fumble the bag just 2 plays later. Once again, they come out in a heavy look. You've got the fullback out there. He's right next to Dawson Knox. They're under center again. And once again, the Jets go heavy to match this. They've got 3 linebackers out there. They've got the safety rolled down. All right, this is the look that the Bills want. But after the play action rollout, this ends up being well defended. Jonathan Franklin Myers jams Dawson Knox at the line before he goes out into the flat. That gives Jordan Whitehead time to recognize what's going on and undercut this route right there. And the rest of this is pretty well defended too. It looks like this is maybe cover 6, quarter, half. You've got this safety underneath this corner route. That's probably dead. You've got the middle of the field safety driving on Khalil Shakir here. Unless Josh Allen wants to throw it all the way across his body to Davis here. Nothing is here for Allen. This is good defense by the Jets, but this is just a lazy throw to Knox. And Knox should have just continued running in a line instead of drifting upfield here. But it doesn't look like this would have been a good throw, even if that did happen. And Allen just throws it directly to Jordan Whitehead and ruins a great scoring chance for the Bills right away. On the next drive, once again, the Bills came out heavy. There's the fullback Gillum. There's the tight end, once again under center. But this time the Jets were more ready for them, substituting Quan Alexander with a nickel corner and coming out in a more defensive back heavy look. And the results instantly got a lot better. Over the first 3 drives in this game, the Bills came out in a heavier personnel look, 12 or 21 personnel. So 2 running backs and a tight end, or 2 tight ends and a running back. They came out in a heavier look like that about half the time. But after that first explosive play to Diggs, they picked up less than 4 yards per play on their first 3 drives. So the Jets adjusted and were able to shut them down pretty well. And that's where you start to get into the things that make this defense successful. It starts up front with these 2 defensive tackles, Sheldon Rankins, number 98, and Quinnen Williams, number 95. They're fantastic. Watch this play and watch how they defend the run here. Immediately, they get out of their stance with very good pad level and wide bases, making it difficult to move these 2 anywhere. It's difficult to get any kind of push when they're this low and this wide. But not only can you not move them, they can move you, especially Quinnen Williams, number 95. He gets his hand inside of Saffold's frame, just gives him a big old shove, and Saffold is immediately off balance and out of position. Sheldon Rankins on the other side going against the right guard. Same kind of deal. Extends his arm, locks it out, has eyes in the backfield, is watching this play develop, and gives the right guard a big shove, turns him around, and now that the guard is facing backwards, it's pretty easy for Rankins to just rush him into this gap and close that gap. Now Singletary has to bounce outside, where Rankins is still able to make the play, and Quinnen Williams is there too, and both of them are able to track him down and make the stop here. Very hard to run on them when both of these dudes are on the field. It's almost impossible to win double teams, all right? If you've got two NFL caliber offensive linemen who weigh a combined 600 pounds or whatever trying to block you, you're probably not going to make the play on that rep. But what can happen is you can avoid losing. And that's the key to playing defensive tackle when you get comboed like Sheldon Rankins does here, right? They build that double team, but what does he do? He recognizes what they're trying to do to him instantly and turns himself sideways, puts his knee in the ground, and just gets so low and just digs himself in there. Both of these two can't move him out of the hole anymore, and they're just stuck there. That frees up these linebackers to flow free and make the play, bottle this up for just a very short gain. Same thing with Quinnen Williams here. They're going to build this double team on him, and he is just going to drop to one knee and just stop. No one can move him. No one can dig him out of there. You're devoting two guys to one man. There's going to be someone free to make the tackle, and that's exactly what happens here to Devin Singletary. And the Jets sub Quinnen Williams and Sheldon Rankins. This is not Sheldon Rankins out all the time, but if they're not making the play, usually they've got someone else out there who can. The Bills have 3 tight ends on the field right now, and the Jets are matching with only 2 linebackers. This should be a mismatch in the run game, but the Jets just outclass the Bills personnel here. On this play, watch Jonathan Franklin Myers on these 2 tight ends. Initially, these tight ends step inside, suggesting maybe that this could be a zone block, and hopefully, if you're the Bills, Jonathan Franklin Myers tries to split these two and flow inside. I think it happens to number 94 here in the middle. Initially, when you see 77 start to maybe try to reach him, he really flies inside and I think plays himself a bit out of position here. But Jonathan Franklin Myers keeps his eyes up. He notices these 2 pulling interior linemen. All right, he sees where this play is developing. He's got his eyes in the backfield, hits his tight end with a swim move, and all of a sudden he's free to go. At the second level, you've got C.J. Mosley, I think that is, getting the tight end attempting to reach him, but he's able to shed that block and continue moving forward towards the running back like nothing even happened. And then you've got this defensive back with a lineman pulling towards him, but he just dips the shoulder, and that lineman lunges, misses, and falls to the ground. And because you've got all these things happening, you've got 3 guys descending on this running back, and even though the Bills had this heavy personnel versus nickel, it's still a tackle in the backfield because other guys are able to win their reps. The weak link on this defensive line rotation is number 97, Shepard, right? If you're going to build a double team on him, he's someone you can pretty easily move out of the hole. But even if he's getting bullied on a rep like right here, there are other guys to cover for him, all right? If you're going to build double teams in duo, there's going to be holes that open up. And instantly, Jordan Whitehead, a very good box safety, recognizes that and starts flying downhill, right, to fill that gap. Now it's closed up, it's clogged up, he's taking on contact. James Cook, the running back, has to bounce this outside where there is help, and he's bottled up for a gain of 1. So yeah, they've got a lot of good run defenders, and that's why they're only allowing 4 yards per attempt in the run game right now, which is good for 3rd in the league. On top of that, they're also all good pass rushers. The Jets' pressure rate this season is 35.3%, good for 7th in the league. And Quinnen Williams is the main reason for that, but it's a team effort, all right? They've got a lot of guys who can register pressure. Carl Lawson, watch the long arm here, gets into the frame of this offensive tackle with some decent leverage and just pushes him right back into Allen. On the other side, you've got Jonathan Franklin Myers bull rushing and doing the same thing, all right? Number 47, Bryce Huff was good in this game. He's going up against Quessenberry here. Quessenberry punches, and then watch Huff, his hands. He catches Quessenberry's punch, deflects it, swipes past him, flattens the edge, and he wins against the right tackle here. And once again, you've got, I think that's Carl Lawson, with good pad level, getting into the frame of this left tackle, and again, pressuring Allen. So those are some wins happening, forcing a check down. Jonathan Franklin Myers is super strong, and on this play, even though I think he misses the swipe, he's still able to recover and then just throw Quessenberry to the ground and get his hand up and register pressure on Allen, which results in an incompletion. Sheldon Rankins was able to make an impact in this game, staying low off the ball and then being able to rip and bend around the center, and eventually gets home to strip sack Josh Allen in the red zone. And then, of course, you've got big Quinnen Williams, who's just a complete force, right? One-on-one with the center here, gets in his frame and just dog walks him backwards, disengages, and sacks Allen. The New York Jets lead the league in sacks and lead the league in pressures when they only rush 3 or 4 players. Facing a defense who can defend the run from nickel and get a lot of pressure rushing 4 makes playing offense really hard, really hard. I think the Jets' front 4 played well in the first half, but Diggs winning his one-on-ones and Josh Allen keeping the ball himself were enough to put the Bills up 14-10 at halftime, of course. But the script would flip in the second half thanks to Carl Lawson's wonderful stunt here. Does a great job crashing inside after engaging with this tackle. He then drives him back, picks Roger Saffold. Quinnen Williams gets a free loop around. Allen is under pressure and delivers just a horrible ball. He was trying to throw a hole shot. It's just terrible accuracy, and it just goes directly to Sauce Gardner. The Jets are able to take the lead after this, and the Bills have to play from a negative game script. The Bills' rushing attack was useless in the second half of this game, and that forced Josh Allen to have to play hero ball from behind, and he didn't exactly rise to the occasion. The Jets got lucky with some just horrible misses from Allen. And this is when their secondary started to get it together. DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, they had some bad moments in the first half, but the second half, they both played very well, all right? On this play, Stefon Diggs is up against DJ Reed one-on-one. Once again, Diggs is going to run that double move, and he does beat Reed for a second here at the top of the route. And here comes Allen with his cannon arm, launching that thing. But DJ Reed has great recovery speed, catches up to Diggs, gets his head around to avoid the DPI, tracks the football, gets his hands in between Diggs' hands, and breaks this up at about the 5-yard line. This is just a fantastic corner play from DJ Reed here to get his head around and break this up after initially getting beat. Do you remember this play from week 1? Gabe Davis is going to chip the end man on the line of scrimmage here, and Josh Allen is going to roll out. Ramsey is going to ignore Davis because he just sees him blocking, and he goes off after Josh Allen. That leaves Gabe Davis wide open behind him for the first touchdown of the season. Flash forward to week 9, you've got Gabe Davis chipping, blocking the end man on the line of scrimmage. You've got the play action and Josh Allen rolling out just like before, but Sauce Gardner recognizes this. He doesn't bite on the eye candy and go after Josh Allen here, right? He reverses course, recognizes, okay, now Gabe Davis is disengaged and is flying downfield. Sauce Gardner flips his hips, runs with Davis. Josh Allen is under pressure. There's nowhere for him to go here, and he's sacked. And then, of course, he was key on that final bomb to Davis. I thought for sure this was going to be defensive pass interference, but nope. Doesn't hook his hands at all. Doesn't inhibit the motion of the catch at all. Just fantastic cornerback play, like 70 yards down the field, and a key moment by Sauce Gardner here. So this defense is solid against the run, even when they're playing in nickel. They can get tons of pressure just rushing 4, which gives them more coverage options on the back end. Speaking of coverage options, you're totally comfortable playing man coverage because you've got 2 good outside corners who can hold up one-on-one. They're well coached, they're deep, they're healthy right now. They've got all the ingredients, and they just straight up are, there's nothing fluky about it, a top defense in the league. And there's a ton of players outside of just Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams who deserve their respect. So I hope that I scratched the surface in this video, giving some of these other guys their respect, because everyone's playing at a high level right now. Everyone's playing fast, physical, communicating well, clean, not a whole lot of penalties. It's been awesome to watch. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you've gained a respect for this Jets defense. And I will see you next week with another All-22 video. As always, thanks for watching. Have a nice rest of your week, and I'll see you next Wednesday.